Okay guys, this is my first video. This is going to be kind of like a slight introduction to everything. So my name is Dakota Goss, and I'm actually married to a man named Dakota Goss. If you're on my Facebook, you know that. I have two sons. One is Emmett, and he's actually in heaven, and then I have my rainbow baby, Everett, and he is almost 6 weeks old. So these video series, they're kind of going to be all over the place. They're going to talk about life and what it's like to deal with loss every day, especially like getting up and being able to be motivated, because when you lose a child, it's like you just want to lay in bed and you don't want to do anything and you just want to give up. And I've had to overcome a lot of that, and that's kind of why I'm doing these videos, to show other moms that's going through the same thing, or dads, that they are not alone and things are going to get better. They're not ever going to get, you're never going to get over it, but days will slowly get easier. You will learn how to cope with things. You will learn how to live everyday life, and just know that he's always there with you. Like I get signs every day that he is watching over me and my family, and that is something that does get me through the days. But other than loss, I am going to talk about life and just everyday things, because I mean, it's one of those things that I used to tell my husband, that's why I wouldn't do these videos, that nobody wants to read a book that at the end of the book the author's still hurting. And unfortunately, it sounds true, but at the end, everybody's got to understand that the author's always going to hurt, especially if they've lost someone or went through a major tragedy. And that is something that I just had to come to the realization that I'm not ever not going to be hurting. And I look on my Facebook page every day, and sometimes I wonder, like, should I post this or should I not post this? People are going to get tired of hearing all the time about how I lost a child and how I'm living this life, just trying to get one day to the next. But then last night my husband fell asleep extremely early, which is odd. Normally he's in the bed after me, but it just hit me. It was like, God done this to my life for a reason. The reason being, I can have a million assumptions as to why God did this to me, but I honestly think it's to help other moms that are going through it. And I think that because when I lost Emmett, I had some family that were there, and I had a few friends, and then I met some amazing women, and those amazing women were women that had lost babies. And at first I was like, every loss is different. Like, even if you lost your baby the same exact day, your loss is different than someone else's. Your hurt is different than someone else's. And these women, they were so empowering. They helped me get up every day. I mean, I have one that anytime I would text her, she would stop what she was doing and make sure I was okay. And she barely knew me. And I'm like, becoming a bereaved parent makes you a person, it's hard to say, but makes you a person that you would hope to be one day, I guess you could say, because it shows you that life is so precious. Like, life is, you're never guaranteed anything. Everything you have in life is not a privilege, it's a gift, and it can be taken at any minute. Your car, it could be gone in an instant. Your kids, they could be gone in an instant. And it's a hard reality to swallow, but it's the truth for every one of us. And something that I tell people all the time is, you don't think it could happen to you until it does. And that's why I always want to tell people, like, don't be quick to pass judgment on someone. Don't be quick to say, well, I'm tired of hearing about old Sally Sue's dead kid, when it's one of those things, like, you post about your kid every single day. And You post about their first day of school, about their graduation, about prom, their first birthday. What does a parent that's lost their child have? All they have is what they had before they passed. That's it. That's all we have to live on for the rest of our lives. And I'm very addicted to TikTok, and I was on TikTok the other day, and I've never came across something on TikTok that struck me the wrong way, on mine personally. And this lady put, if I see one more post about somebody's kid dying, I'm just going to crawl in a hole and die. And I'm like, how do you think the mom feels? Like, how do you think the parents of that child feel? I mean, you're over here complaining because you're not seeing someone shaking their ass. You're seeing someone's kid that, I mean, passed away. That's a baby. Like, how can you even say that? And I commented on her post and I said, you know, why? Like, why would you even put that? Like, all we have is what we had left. And you get to wake up every day and see your children. Like, why? She deleted the entire post. But I wonder how many moms that didn't have encouragement, that has lost a child, watched that video and wondered, people don't want to see my baby. And that puts you in a state of depression that makes you wonder, does anybody even care? And for a long time, I actually cared if people cared. And then now it's like, if you don't like me, delete me. Because I have 2 kids, and one is just watching over my family from above, and the other is being a newborn, eating, sleeping, pooping. And it's like, after you lose a kid, you don't even know what to do with life. You just live it, not even a day at a time, you live it 10 seconds at a time, because you could be fine right now, and then you hear a song or someone says something, and then you're off on this warpath of, oh my gosh, and you're in a state of depression. And it's very hard to fight, especially if you have things that you have to do every day. I wasn't home for weeks at a time. I took off some mental time from work before I had my rainbow baby. And those days were the easiest days to get slipped into depression, because you would be laying in the bed and you're like, oh, I'm just not going to do today. Nobody needs me. I'm going to lay right here. And I was 36 weeks pregnant. Like, I could do that. And then I could just say, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, I'm tired. And nobody ever wondered what was going on. And then when I had my baby, it was like, okay, reality check. You have to get up every morning. You have to take care of this child. And he needs you. If nobody else in this world needs you, it's going to be your kids. And so every morning I get up and I get into depression a lot. Like, a lot. And I can't really say that I had full-on postpartum anxiety. I think it was more, postpartum depression. I think it was more postpartum anxiety about what could happen and the inevitable. And the depression part, I wasn't really depressed because I was so happy that I had this baby and he was alive and he made it to 11 days and I didn't mess up. And then you have the anxiety of, if I take him here, he's going to get sick. If I don't wash my hands for 2.5 minutes straight and sing the alphabet 7 times before I dry my hands off, I'm going to give him something. If I go to Walmart, I'm going to catch something. Or if I order something from China, my husband, God forbid, thinks coronavirus is going to come up in our house. It's like you live with that anxiety every day that you're going to make the wrong decision for your children. And I think everybody has that, hopefully, that you're worried that something's going to happen. And you have it worse if you've had a tragedy in your life, not necessarily just a baby dying, but any tragedy. I mean, there's a lot of tragedies out there, and everybody lives a different story, and I'm not here to judge anybody. So just know that I'm doing these videos not necessarily for everyone else, but I'm doing them for me. I'm doing it so that I can express the way I feel about things. And maybe if I help one person, then I know I've done the right thing along this way. So I guess just follow my videos, because they're going to be very uncut. They're going to be very real. I get tongue twisted. I say the wrong things. And this is just going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly of my life, I guess. So if you have any comments, leave them below.